Lived from the outside the transition from President Obama to President Trump. We watched the welcoming of the Trumps to the White House, the welcoming by, the girls from that they'd experienced, of course, from the Bushes as well. So the tradition of transition was intact until now. It's been intact for decades. Even in hostile takeovers, Eisenhower and Nixon were not close at all. Just besides being from the same party, they were not at all close. Yet, and Eisenhower and Kennedy, certainly that was a very rough personal moment for the two of them. But we've never seen anything like this. What does your experience from the transition tell you about what is happening now, with no clearances possible, no foreign calls being facilitated by the State Department, with proper translation, proper record keeping? How does this slow down Joe Biden?
Well, I'll make a few points. First, as you heard from President-elect Biden earlier in the week, he is confident that he'll be prepared to move forward. He's served as vice president for 8 years, just 4 years ago. He's surrounded by people, including his extraordinary pick for Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, who are well steeped in the workings of government. He was responsible for overseeing the Recovery Act and for being a part of every major decision that President Obama made while he was in office. And so I think he's positioned well to take on the challenges that he's identified, getting our arms around the COVID-19, rebuilding our economy. And I will say this, though, having co-chaired President Obama's transition, I remember being pleasantly surprised by how unbelievably cooperative, from President Bush down to everyone in the White House, in the agencies, were to us. Appreciating that one of the strengths of our democracy, Andrea, is that smooth transition of power. And when President Trump was elected, President Obama said to all of us, I expect you to show President Trump and his team the exact same courtesy that was shown to us, because this isn't about politics, it's about governance. So would it be helpful if the agencies were opening up and sharing non-public information? Yes. Would it be helpful if there were resources available to pay the staff that are working so hard on the transition? Sure. Would it be helpful if President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Harris and their teams had access to security information? Yes, it would be. But we have one president at a time, which the president-elect also said this week. And so come January 20th, I'm confident that he'll be able to hit the ground running. But it is disturbing, and I'm heartened to see increasing number of Republicans speaking up to say, okay, now the election is over, and if we want to be as strong as America should be, let's not be vulnerable at this particular moment in time, and ensure you have that smooth transition.
As the 9/11 Commission pointed out, there was a vulnerability that George W. Bush had because of how long that transition took. Finally, what about the presidential daily brief? Wouldn't that be extraordinarily helpful to Joe Biden, who's well versed in these issues but has not been getting intelligence for 4 years?
Yeah, of course it would be helpful. But as he said, he's confident that in time he'll have it. We still have a ways to go before January 20th. I'm hopeful that people close to President Trump will put pressure on him to say, look, the election is over, the lawsuits are frivolous, there hasn't been any evidence of vote fraud. And so now it is time for you to rise to this occasion and be supportive of your successor, because that's what's good for the country. So yes, the presidential daily briefings would be helpful, but I am sure that in time he will have them, certainly well in advance of the time that he takes office.
Thank you so much, Valerie Jarrett, author of Finding My Voice, another must-read. Thanks again. Thanks for being with us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.